Just because you are on your self-improvement journey doesn't mean that you have to become a recluse. I've been seeing videos lately, and very correct actually, of how self-improvement creates socially awkward people and how self-improvement could be ruining people's life. And I do agree, because I'm seeing videos of boys and men, young boys, talking about I'm working on myself, I am just focusing on myself. While that is inherently positive, that is inherently good, it is good to work on yourself. It is good to improve yourself. I mean, my channel is technically a self-improvement channel, right? I just don't want you guys to be the kind of people that loses sight of what's important, if that makes any sense. In the sense of, you can improve yourself, but you can also maintain your relationships. You can work on yourself, but you can also have your social circle. You can hit the gym, but you can also enjoy the tasty treats you do like. Everything is all about moderation. That's the way I see it. Now, there might be times where you have to just be more aggressive on your self improvement, but typically I would say that's a short period of time. And I feel like there's a lot of men out there, young and old, who use self improvement and working on myself as an excuse, right? It's an excuse for you to justify your socially awkward behavior, your antisocial behavior. And that's just what I'm saying. Just make sure your so-called self-improvement is not further isolating you, if that makes any sense, right? I just feel like that's critical. And it's ruining people's life, man. Because you also need to understand, what's the goal of life? What is the purpose of life at the end of the day? The purpose of life is to live at the end of the day. The purpose of life is not to be always working on yourself and always trying to get the next job, get the next amount of money, get in the best shape of your life. That's true. I agree with that to an extent. But I also feel like the essence of life is to travel, is to live, to speak to people, to connect with people, to discover your soul, to discover what makes you you. I think that's very important. And self-improvement, some people that are following this self-improvement rhetoric are becoming, they're enhancing or becoming antisocial without even realizing it, right? And that's my point. And I think that is definitely a conversation that needs to be had. Self-improvement is good. Just make sure you're self-improving the right way. That's all I'm saying. Just make sure you're doing it the right way. Yeah. And you can do both. You can absolutely do both. And I'm speaking to myself as well, because I tend to be the kind of guy that it's an either or mindset. And I'm working on myself to know that I can do both. I can work very hard on my business, but I can also not lose sight of my friendships, right? I can, try to get more money in my business, in my job, but that doesn't mean I have to sacrifice my hobbies. I can eat good, eat clean, but that doesn't mean that I cannot have a burger every once in a while. Doesn't mean I cannot have some snacks every once in a while, right? It doesn't mean that. Life is not linear. Life is very nuanced. And I think that is very important for us as men to understand that, to appreciate that, and to stop living in this mindset where it's either or. And, there's a big conversation now that young men in the West are becoming lonely. And it creates another avenue of conversation, like, is self-improvement creating lonely guys because of what's been pushed out there? If you think about it, the popular self-improvement videos, what do they all have in common? It's this highly produced videos of, usually, of a man just living like he's a superhero alone in the forest, in the woods, which is okay. It is okay. I just want to make sure it's not being lost, right? It's not the essence of life is not being lost. Life is about people. Life is about connecting. Life is about building those solid relationships that matter. And I just don't want you guys to lose sight of that, okay? Life is beautiful. Of course, work on yourself, be the better version of yourself, but don't lose sight of what makes life actually life, which is the people we meet, the conversations we have, right? The experiences we have. That's critical. And typically you enjoy it when you are with people that light your fire as a human being. Now, some people are introverted, sure, but just because you're introverted doesn't mean you are antisocial. That's something I think a lot of people need to understand. You can be introvert, you can like your company. I like my company, but I also understand that I'm a human being and I love companionship and I love friendship. I love relationships. So I put myself out there and I'm connecting with people. I hope this video made sense. This is I didn't plan to make this video. As you can see, I'm out with my bike. This is a park where people come with their bicycles to do tricks and stuff. But I thought to make this video because I think it's a conversation that needs to be had, and I hope this video does well and it reaches people and we can have a conversation of this. Mr. Kingsley, peace out.